Preview. Preview.
Okay, so welcome to our next sentence. Welcome to our next sentence. And in the last sentence, we know that after Sarah tells the boys, "You have 1 month to find your own apartment. No more whining, just do it." And then she leaves the room. Okay, and then she leaves the room. And let's see what happened next. Okay. The next day, the boys come to the kitchen. But there's no food. Oh, there's no food. Because every day, Sarah cooks for them. But next day, when they come to the kitchen, no food anymore. She will not cook, and she said that. So that's why there's no food. Okay. So now we learn this sentence. Okay. The next day. Okay. The next day, because there's the past, there's the future. Okay. The next day, the boys come to the kitchen, but there's no food. The next day, the boys come to the kitchen, but there's no food. Okay, so now we learn the sentence one more time. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. The next day, 1, 2, 3, go. The next day, the boys come to the kitchen. Come to the kitchen. The next day, the boy comes to the kitchen. The next day, the boys come to the kitchen. But there's no food. Okay, we learn this one more time. Okay? The next day, the boys come to the kitchen. But there's no food. Okay, we learn this sentence one more time. Right? 1, 2, 3, go. The next days, the boys come to the kitchen, but there's no food. Okay, the next day, the boys come to the kitchen, but there's no food. Okay, no food anymore. Okay, so now we learn the mini story of this sentence. Okay, and in this mini story, I'll do 2 things. Okay, I'll do 2 things. The first thing I'll do is I'll say this sentence. I'll read this sentence, and you need to say, "Oh, right." And the second thing I'll do is I'll ask you a lot of questions, and you need to shout the answer. And in fact, you need to shout the answer immediately. Okay, you need to shout the answer immediately. Okay, and that's very important, very, very important. Okay, are you ready? Okay. So the next day, the boys come to the kitchen, but there's no food. Alright, so the next day, who come to the kitchen? The boys. The boys come to the kitchen. Where do the boys come to? Their kitchen. The boys come to the kitchen. Do the boys come to their toilet? No, they do not. They do not come to their toilet, but they come to their kitchen. Who come to the kitchen? Who? The boys. 2 sons. 2 sons come to the kitchen. So when do they come to the kitchen? When do they come to the kitchen? The next day. The next day when they come to the kitchen. Okay, so what do the boys do on the next day? Well, they come to their kitchen. They come to their kitchen. Who come to the kitchen? The boys. The boys come to their kitchen. where do the boys come to? Yeah, their kitchen. So what happened in the kitchen? Yeah, there's no food. There's no food in the kitchen. Okay, so is there breakfast in the kitchen? No, there's no breakfast. When they come for breakfast, there's no food. Okay, so is there a lot of meal, a lot of chicken in the kitchen? No, there's no food. When the boys come to the kitchen, there's no food. So why? Why is there no food in the kitchen? Well, probably Sarah did not cook. Yeah, because Sarah said, "Oh, I will not cook for you anymore." So maybe the next day when she leaves the room, when the boys come to the kitchen, no food of course. Yeah, so what happened in the kitchen when the boys come to? Yeah, there's no food. There's no food. So why do the boys come to the kitchen? Well, for breakfast. Yeah, they come to the kitchen for breakfast. Who come to the kitchen for breakfast? Yeah, two sons. The boys come to the kitchen for breakfast. Do they come to the kitchen for dinner? No, they do not. They do not. They come to the kitchen for breakfast. So why do they come to the kitchen? Yeah, for breakfast, and because they're so hungry, and they come to the kitchen for breakfast. So when do they come to the kitchen? When? Yeah, the next day, morning. They come to the kitchen for breakfast. But there's no food. Yeah, so why? Why is there no food in the kitchen? Why? Yeah, because Sarah did not cook. Yeah, she refused to cook for them. Maybe she refused to cook for them. So there's not food. There's no food in the kitchen. Okay, there's no food in the kitchen. So who comes to the kitchen? Who? Yeah, two boys. They're sons. Two boys. So what happened in the kitchen when the boys come for breakfast? Yeah, there's no food. There's no food in the kitchen when the boys come for breakfast. Okay. When the boys come to the kitchen for breakfast, there's no food. Okay, and this is the end of this mini story for this sentence. When you come here, I want you to listen to this mini story again and again and again. Okay, this is very important, very, very important. Okay, thank you very much, and see you in the next sentence. Goodbye.